Hello and welcome to She Boss Talk. I am Shantae Alradi. I'm so glad to have you here. I'm coming on this evening to talk about the stimulus update. So there is breaking news that all of you all need to know about, all of you entrepreneurs and small business owners out there. So before I get into this stimulus update, I want to make sure that you do share out this broadcast, share out this channel so other entrepreneurs and small business owners are able to get the same information as you. Do give this video a thumbs up and do subscribe so you can stay in the know of all of these updates that are pertaining to you, that is going to help you sustain your livelihood, your families, and your businesses. Okay, so I only came on here for a short amount of time. This is September 3rd update. It is Thursday. And the biggest news for today that you all need to know about is the CDC Eviction Moratorium. Okay, that is a national hold in the U.S. on evictions. This was an executive order that was signed by President Trump that says effective tomorrow. This goes in effect tomorrow, Friday, and is last through the end of the year, which is December 31st, or until something else happens with regards to this next stimulus package, which is still being negotiated, which I'll talk about in just a moment. But this is important because the CDC recognizes and found that it is very, we're like in a crisis, it's very urgent that evictions, putting people on the street, homelessness is only going to lend to the health crisis. And so that's why this was put into place to prevent additional evictions mass evictions from happening, because it's not going to help the matter. We're already in a pandemic. Displacing people from their homes is only going to create more of a crisis. And so there is help for all of you all that are out there that have been struggling with your rent payments, with your landlords that may not have been cooperating. So I want to give you information on what you need to know regarding this memorandum, who qualifies for this, and what it is you need to do, what actions you need to take. Okay, so first, to know if you are eligible, first you must be able to you must exhaust every effort to get any government assistance, any assistance that you can with rent. And so I don't know about you where you live, but in the city where I live in the state, they have rolled out a number of different programs to help with rent payments and all other types of needs that we have here locally. So definitely do check in your local area, whether it's your city or your county may already have a rent program to help you pay back rent. So you definitely want to exhaust all efforts possible before, you just, take advantage of this opportunity. So you definitely want to take advantage of any assistance that is out there. Contact your local agencies for that. Now, you must expect to earn $99,000 or less as an individual person or individual filer, solo filer, right? Tax filer. Or 198,000 if you are filing jointly. So that's 99,000 income, 2020 income. If you're individual and joint filers, that's $198,000 in which you would qualify for this. Again, this is a hold on evictions. This is not getting rid of your tax payments. This is just saying that they cannot evict you, right? So this does not eliminate any penalties that may arise in any of the rents that are due. That means that they will pile up. So this is why they say, you definitely want to exhaust all effort, assistance, and payments and all of that before, you take advantage of this. But this is going to help you not get evicted from your home. Okay. Now, you must substantiate your loss in income, right? So again, with a lot of these programs, people have been taking advantage. There's fraudsters out there. If this does not apply to you, if you are not in a crisis, about to lose your home, if you are not struggling to pay your rent, this is not for you. Just continue to pay your rent. Okay. You must make the best efforts possible to pay your rent and pay it timely. Okay, as much as possible, as close as you can get it to the full amount. Okay, so that again, that's 4 points. The fifth one is eviction would likely lead to homelessness or more expensive unit, right, or rental, or you would be forced into a situation where you're maybe in a shelter with a lot of people, or you're forced to or have to go live with family members, and there's a whole lot of people that could cause you to get COVID-19. So those are things you want to take in consideration. Again, if the eviction would likely lead to homelessness, more expensive place than where you currently are, or cause you to be in a place, in an environment with more people that may make you more susceptible to COVID-19. So that, look at those, assess your situation, and if you meet those five points of criteria. Now, in order to qualify for this, you also must submit a declaration form. I have added that declaration form in the description. It is the form by the CDC. It is a self-declaration form. So you are self-certifying. Again, be truthful in everything. This is not the time to lie, because with all these other programs, the people that lied about, them struggling in their business and lying about employees, they're being prosecuted. This is if you are in serious need and you are on the verge of losing your home, that you need to take advantage of this. You want to submit the declaration form. It's simple. I think there's two things that you have to fill out on the form. A lot of different certifications you need to read through, and then a test, and then sign it, and then you want to give it to your landlord. Okay, so for this to work for you and your family, you must give the declaration form to your landlord. So you can email it to them, you can mail it to them, you can hand deliver. Now, my recommendation is use whatever method that you can verify that your landlord has received your declaration form for the rent moratorium. That means putting a hold on your rent, that they cannot evict you. Okay. So there are some states that already have some of these protocols in place, but not all states. So we've seen across the board that, people are getting evicted left and right. So not every state has had this. That's why they went ahead and did this. So at minimum, the federal moratorium is going to be in place, but you may have a better program in your state, but this is really going to help you. So if this applies to you, complete the declaration form. It's clickable. It's a clickable link in the description. Click on it, fill it out, and then go take it to your landlord. Make sure you email it, that you have some trace. And then if you email it, get a email receipt. I'm all about documentation, because you can send something, you pull it in the mail, and they can say they never got it. I don't do snail mail. And then with the issues with the mail and how slow it is, email it. Or if the landlord, sometimes the landlord is not local to you. In that instance, if they're local, just hand deliver it and get a stamp that they received it with a date, okay, and a signature who accepted it. And I'm serious, when people come back and say they never got something, and then they leave you high and dry. But if they're not local, email it to them, okay? And then again, get that email receipt as well. You can do that with your email. Now, once you do this, once you submit your declaration to them, if they do not comply, meaning your landlord goes after you and tries to evict you, they can be penalized. They can be a hefty fine up to $100,000. And if for some reason that their actions cause a death to occur, either you or someone in your family, that could be $250,000. And then if it's an organization that's involved, that's up to $500,000 that they can be fined. So they are serious again about this, because it's a health crisis. Now, this is not enough on its own. There really needs to be rent relief, because we all know low income, households are not going to be able to afford this backed up rent down the road. So it is upon, our congressional representatives to come up with a package that will include rent relief. And again, there are some cities and counties and states that already have these programs. Please do check in your local area. Okay. I think there's a 211 line that you can call that can connect you to different resources and things like that. Ask them, because they're often given the latest information on the different programs that are available. So start there. Okay. Now, that is the moratorium. So if you have any questions about that, again, leave them in the comments. I always follow up after the program to answer any questions that you may have. The next thing I wanted to talk about really quickly, as far as an update, is the payroll tax deferral. It is not a pay cut. Okay. Here's the thing. If you are a government worker, you cannot opt out. That means you are automatically in this deferral, meaning if you are in the payroll tax deferral that it was signed into executive order by President Trump, what that means is you won't pay taxes now or in 2020, but what will happen, it will be deferred and you will pay double in 2021. Not too good, is it? Okay. So they putting all this stuff on the back end that you still at the time won't be able to afford, and it's still going to put you in a predicament. So if you're a federal employee, you don't have a choice. You have to be part of this deferral program. Now, if you're a small business owner with employees, you are not obligated to participate in this program. Most small business owners, businesses are not doing this because it's not a pay cut. They know it's a deferral, so it's just deferring the inevitable, and then you're going to be double taxed in 2021. So they're not doing it. So if you're a non-federal employee, you can opt out. So I would talk to your employer, whoever your employer is, let them know that how do you opt out? If you so choose, it's your decision if you take the deferral or not, or just see if your company is participating in the program. But you have a choice to opt out if you're a non-federal employee. If you're federal, if you work for the federal government, you are already part of the program. You cannot opt out of that program. Okay. Now, that is it for the payroll deferral. That's the latest update on that. Now for the unemployment, 45 states have been approved for the extension of the job benefits. That's the additional $300 a week of unemployment benefits that will be retroactive to August the 1st for at least 3 weeks. They don't know if it's going to be longer. It's not a big pot. I think there's this is because this program is being run by FEMA, and there's, I believe, $40 billion. And again, this is covering all states. So my understanding is that each state would then have to reapply after the initial 3 weeks to see if there's still money available. And this is also if, the Congress has not come back with a stimulus package. This is kind of trying to put something in place to kind of hold us over and give you that retroactive benefit for at least 3 weeks, retroactive to August the 1st. Now, this only applies if you are getting or receiving $100 in unemployment benefits. So if you're not receiving at least $100, you will not be entitled to this extra $300 a week. I'm sorry to say. Okay. So that was the stipulation when he signed the executive order, is that you have to at least be, because there's some people that's receiving like $20 or $50. You have to at least be getting $100 from your unemployment office to be able to get this benefit. And then there are, I believe, 4 states that are actually putting in the extra $100, and then you will actually get $400. So every state did not participate in that because first of all, they could not afford it. But there are 4 states that, I believe there's 4 states. So if you live in Kansas, Nebraska, Nevada, New Jersey, and South Dakota. So again, if you live in Kansas, Nebraska, Nevada, New Jersey, or South Dakota, those states are giving $400 instead of $300. Okay. So again, this could change depending on what the stimulus package is passed because it could be anything between $600 and $200 a week. They're still negotiating it because, again, the Republicans, were on the lower end. The Democrats were on the higher end on 600 until next year. So they need to negotiate to come somewhere in the middle to agree. So they're still working on that. So those are the updates for, again, if you missed it, do rewind or come back for the replay because this is very important. I talked about the eviction moratorium that's going into effect tomorrow, but it's not it's automatic, but it's not automatic for you. There's eligibility requirements that I talked about, and then you must submit your declaration form. The payroll deferral is not for everybody. Everybody does not have to participate. You can opt out. If you're a non-federal, you cannot opt out. If you're a federal employee, you have to be part of that program, but you need to know the repercussions for that too, and the impact on your income so you can prepare, maybe save, a certain percentage out of your check right now for that, because they're taking out the money so you're not hit as hard when they double tax you in 2021. So you definitely want to be careful about even all of these benefits, knowing what the tax repercussions are, and how that's going to affect you down the road into 2021. And then the unemployment. So most states are on board. There's some states that are not. 45, again, are approved. 4 of those states will be giving $400, and the other states will be giving $300 a week, retroactive to August 1st. Again, if you do have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Again, I just wanted to come up with those quick updates. As always, while we're waiting on the stimulus package to be passed, I encourage you again to use your power and your voice and make your voice heard, and let the Congress know what it is that you want, how this is impacting you, and the help that you need from them to pass the package so that you can sustain yourself and your family and your business, because all these extra benefits, the PPP, the EIDL program, all of these, the EIDL grants, the being fully funded, all of that is on hold until Congress makes a decision, and it passes the House and the Senate, and then it is signed by the president. So as far as the stimulus package, Nancy Pelosi met earlier today with Mnuchin to discuss further negotiations. But my understanding is that they're still apart. Like, it's September. So, they need to move swiftly and work together to come up with a package that is going to really help us as the American people and us as entrepreneurs and business owners. And in the interim too, what I would encourage you to do is apply for the other funding that is available, the other grants that I always talk about. They're all on my channel. I post several grants. Go to our grant tracker, see which ones you're eligible for, and apply. There's too many at your city, county, and state level. There actually more being done at the city, county, and state levels in your local area than at the federal government for entrepreneurs and small business owners. So what I don't want you to do is miss out. Right? I want you to be intentional about getting your money. What do I always say? Get your money. Make getting money for your business, for your family, for yourself a priority. Because there is definitely money out there. And some of these states, some of these counties are struggling to find you. So don't make it hard to find you. I'm working on the grant tracker. I'm hoping if I don't have it together tomorrow before the end of the weekend, I will come on and make an announcement. I will put it in the description, and I will also post it to our community board here on YouTube so that you can have that grant checklist so you can know how to submit a winning grant application for your small business. So I know that it's going to be very helpful for you so you can start preparing, getting your business ready so you can be eligible, and so you have a better chance of winning some of these grants that are out there, because there's a lot of money. You will see the grants I posted up to $100,000. I mean, so I know all of you all could use an extra 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 or more for your business, and it's really going to make an impact for you. So that's why I'm here, to really help you. Let's continue to support each other. Again, Do share. If you like this video, do give it a thumbs up. Do subscribe to stay in the know. Sharing is caring. Do tag your friends, share it across your social media channels, email it to them, call your friends, let them know to get tuned into this channel because there's not a lot of people out there that's sharing the wealth of information that I share here. I don't hold anything back because I want us all to be able to rise and thrive in this pandemic because we can do it if we're doing it together. Thank you so much. You want to have a wonderful evening. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.